I'm going to show you now how to use resin in open-backed bezels, how to fill those bezels. So I've got some UV resin tape here, which is just sticky on one side, silicone on the back. I'm going to cut my tape, a little chunk of the tape off, and then putting that tape down, but with the sticky side up onto my silicone mat. I'm trying to release myself from it. That's probably the most difficult thing of the whole thing. I'm just going to cut off another piece of tape, just under slightly smaller size than that I've just recently put down, and then cut that in half, stabilising that tape. Cut that in half now, and then using the one side, I'm going to pop that on the edge of the tape, but this time sticky side down. I'm going to push that down, and then the other side exactly the same, pop that down, and that will give me a nice sticky side up on the centre of the tape, and that is going to firm it down so that that won't come up during the process. Now I've got a silver open back bezel here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pop that onto that tape and then just give that a little push around. Use your cocktail stick if you want to. And what happens to this now is, as there is no back to this bezel, I need to make sure that there is nowhere for the resin to go around the bezel. So I just push that down and keep that really firmly in place. And then I'm ready to mix my resin. Now, I didn't mix my resin first because UV resin will cure if there's any UV light in the room, and that's not including your UV lamp. So prep first and then mix the resin. I'm going to take another little cup, and this time I'm going to add a little tiny bit of gold glitter to the cup. Just a little shake. Only that much is absolutely plenty for the effect, because I want to see the transparent resin as well. So I'm going to take my bottle of resin, and again keeping the bottle in the centre of the pouring cup, just let that pour. You only need a little bit because we've only got a small open back bezel here. And then taking my cocktail stick, I'm just going to incorporate the glitter through the resin. Again, doing my best to avoid any bubbles. You don't need to be over fussy when you're using glitter, because it's according to the resin itself, it's quite glitter is quite heavy, so it tends to sink to the bottom. So pour it immediately after you've finished stirring it and deal with the bubbles afterwards. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pinch, because I've got a small bezel, I'm going to pinch my cup to elongate my pouring spout, and then don't encourage the resin to come out, just let it come out itself into the centre of the mould, and then slightly raise the pouring cup and let the resin fill the mould like that. Now that is absolutely full now, and it's got a nice dome on the top of it. So the next step is I'm going to take my torch, my UV torch, and I'm going to pop that over the top, and I'm going to leave that there for 10 seconds. And then, because I can't take my mat, because it's on my large silicone mat, because I can't take my mat to the lamp, I'm going to bring the lamp to the mat. So I'll bring the lamp across and pop that on 30 seconds. The lamp has turned itself off, so I'll move the lamp away. And then, as with every piece of UV resin that you're making, you test that surface. Now that again is nice and hard, and because the resin has been trapped in a metal outline, an open backed bezel, you will get much more of a dome than you will on the silicone moulds. So the next step now is to carefully, you've got to take that bezel off of the adhesive tape. So just taking your finger onto this sort of soldered jump ring there, and then gently just pull. You can see that's coming off beautifully, and that's only had a 30-second cure. Remove it from the tape. If I just pop it on the top of my glove, can you see that lovely dome on that now? It's completely finished, and that's ready to pop in an earring. And that's how to use UV resin in open back bezels.